Hi guys, and welcome to the Pegasus Show. My name's Admiral Pegasus, and on today's show we are going to be talking about the Armada Control Center, Armada Directives, and as well the glorious Rare Tactical Cores. But before that, if you'd like to subscribe to the channel to know when we actually are releasing more videos, and also when we go live, which is on a Tuesday evening most predominantly. So, Armada Control Center. This is the building that you are going to need if you wish to lead an Armada. Okay, let's make that point very clear. Lead an Armada. Okay, now for a lot of players in the game who are actually well aware of this and all that, this is like sucking eggs. So I do apologise, but obviously I want this content to be available for all players, new and old to the game. So you will need this to lead an Armada. However, you can actually join Armadas while not actually be having this particular center. As long as you've got a ship that can reach a system with Armadas in it, you can join the Armadas. So just to put it out there, you can actually join. But having this will also give you a bit of a bonus for leading Armadas. Now, as you can see by the main stats over there, it gives you an Armada damage bonus. So basically, it's taking your ship's base level damage and multiplying it by the number of the percentage there, or should we say, adding the percentage on. So if you've got 100, so if let's just say your Taller fires 100-point shot. Yeah, you've got an extra 88 points being added on top of that as well. So that's 188. Obviously, then add on all your other research as well, which, as you know, the research basically all comes off that base level. That is it, and just basically adds all that on top. But if we have a quick look at the details as well, before we actually jump into stfc.space, where we're going to look at the general cost of this thing and some requirements. As you can see at level 1, obviously, the Armada damage bonus is only 2. It's pitifully small, but it is there. Given when this was released into the game, joining an Armada would pretty much see you blown up as a low-level player. Nowadays, with all the power increases and everything, the chances are you will actually be able to solo a low-level Armada using a Taller. I've not actually tested that one yet, but I've got a very strong Taller. So, but that's because I'm an Ops 46 player. Now, obviously, Armada sizes is a big one. As you can see, starting off here at level 1, you're only allowed an Armada size of 2. This will increase when you get to level 10, up to 3, and then it'll go up like that all the way. Just add an extra one every 10. So like here, level 30, your Armada size is 5. 29, you're on 4. So level 20 goes up to 4. As soon as you go up to level 40, it increases your Armada size to level 6. Is it 40? No, 39. So at level 39, it will take that boost up to 6. Obviously, where I am at level 44, it is a 6. And topping out at level 50, because it doesn't go to level 60. But what will happen when G6 comes, I do not know. So, but we can have an Armada size of 7. And obviously, it's maxed out your damage boost to 100% by then. Now, it does say Armada solo size. And if you've actually been watching that you'll notice the solo Armada size does not change. Now, you cannot start solo Armadas until you have this building. But primarily, you need to be, what is it, Ops 38, I think. No, Ops 35. Just to even start a single solo Armada, which is the Jem'Hadar solo Armadas in Dominion space. So, by then, you should have this. You should be running Armadas or joining Armadas with your alliance quite a lot, and you should be familiar how it works. And then, obviously, just getting into the mechanics with the solo Armadas as you get going. So, that's that. Now, if we click on the Armadas button here, what you're going to do is you're going to get taken to a tab, which will show you the Armadas that you are currently running here in the attack. And then incoming threats, which is any assaults against your Alliance starbase if it is deployed. So, now, when it comes to the starbase assaults, let's throw this crap in here. That's controlled by the Alliance starbase, not your Armada control center. So, just to put that out there. So, now, let's jump over to stfc.space where we're going to look at some of the costs because, yeah, they get pretty heady as we go on. Okay, so here we are with the Armada Control Center in stsc.space. As you can see, it's telling you 1 to 50, 1 out of 50, and it's also giving you the stats as well. So, level 1, what does it require? Well, it's going to require a piece of research to do in your Starbase tree, which is unlock Armada Control Center, and you can gain access to that particular piece of research when you get to Ops 23. So if we just quickly click on that research, and there you go. So, you obviously need expert research as well, but Ops 23 just to get you going. So let's move it on back to the Armada Control Center. How much is this thing going to cost you? Well, it's only basically going to cost you particular resources all the way up to level 9. Level 10 is where you're going to start finding you're going to need these Armada tactical cores, which we'll show off in just a moment. So as you can see, 75,500 power steel, 56,500 titanium, and 7,500 of dilithium. That's just to start off, so it's not overly expensive. But then again, you'd probably say that for an Ops 46 player who looking at millions and millions for just anything really in the game. So just to show you, level 9 then, obviously still taking resources. Again, not particularly too bad, but bearing in mind as well, this is just base costs. It's not taking into account any research that you have got done. So if we jump to number 10, here we go. The Armada Tactical Cores has now appeared, and luckily it's only a small one. However, research does not affect the tactical core amount you have to pay. So you've got to go out and source them and just to upgrade. Yeah, okay. But by then you should be running Armadas on a rare or a regular frequency, so it depends on how often you want to join them. Now if we take this up to level 39, you'll find that this is the highest level where you've got just the Armada tactical cores at 144,000. Again, the resources, just bear in mind that is affected by your research. These are only based costs, so no rare tactical cores. Now here we go. This is where the bottleneck kicks in, is these rare tactical cores. Yes. Now, the chances are you're not going to be able to start getting these until you're actually in the G4, and you can see the G4 Armada chest, but I'll show you them in just a moment. But it starts off with 400. It'll take you a couple of chests to actually get there, because they are ops level affected, those chests, so just bear that in mind. But when you actually get to like my level, going up for 45, as you can see, 6,500. That's currently what I need, and that's what I'm currently working towards. And I'll show you the best way to actually source these tactical cores in just a moment. Now, if we actually go a little bit further, so we've gone to 46. Now we're jumping up to 9,000. But if we stop there at 49, as you can see, we need 36,000 cores. Now, bear in mind, add on all the costs of all the other levels as well, so that's roughly how much you're going to need. But the worst one is when you actually go to top it out at level 50. It's a massive jump of 54,000 right up to 90,000. Yes, it is a massive jump, and it is a bugger to do. Now you will need, I will just say this, if we go out here and click on ops, operations 50, but if we actually go to 51, is it? Yeah. So if you wanted to go to level 51, you do need an Armada Control Center of level 45 just to progress through the 50s. So let's just have a quick look, see where else it's going to need it, because I know it's needed again. So now if you wanted to know what's actually required for these levels, by all means you can actually just quickly take some screenshots or write them down. But no, it's not actually needed again. So level 45 is probably the highest you really need to worry about right now. And then also you can deal with the rest later on. So that's absolutely good. I'm sure someone said that you need the Armada Control Center to go beyond a certain point, but according to this, you don't. No, okay then, so fair enough. So, yeah. So it's just 51. That's absolutely fine. So what we're going to do is jump back into the game and have a quick look at these Armada chests, and I'll show you some screenshots of some of the chests. Okay, so as you can see, I've already pulled these. It was actually in take one, which is a bit annoying because I realised I screwed up the video for a second time. So yeah, so sorry, I'm not going to be able to show you the pulse, but like I said, I can show you some screenshots that I took. But where you're going to be able to source your directives, well, first of all, it's going to be in your regular dailies. You'll be able to pull 15 per day, providing you do all your dailies. Obviously, every week, that's going to give you 105 directives. So after about 20 weeks, you're going to actually get two Armadas, two uncommon Armadas for that week in those chests. So that is there. Also, the Armada directives over there with a 6-day, 15-hour cooldown is where you're going to get an extra 100. So basically, every single week, you're going to get two uncommon Armadas for free. It does take time, so just bear that in mind. But like I said, every 20 weeks, you'll actually get that third one as well. Armada Tactical Cores, absolutely make sure you pull that every single day, because it is actually going to be needed to upgrade your Armada Control Center. On a free-to-play, just basically bearing in mind that at some point you are going to reach a point where you're going to have way more tactical cores than you actually need just to even do right up to level 50. But your bottleneck is going to be those rare ones as well. So just bear that in mind. Now, directive sourcing. Now, we said about the uncommons that you can source them every week. Now, what you'll find is we've got the two uncommon chests. You've got the G4 one here and the G3 over there. Now, I actually did a pull on these to show you in take one, but I'll show you the screenshot that I took. But in this G4 Armada chest, I did the full 4 chests. The full 4 chests. 1.6 million uncommon directives. Now, obviously, you do credits. Sorry. Now, you do get credits for doing these Armadas. Obviously, it's the factions, your Federation, Klingon, Romulan, your Cardassians as well. Obviously, Cardassians you get significantly less. But your directives, your credits, yeah, 1.6 million in there to pull, and all I got out of that on those 4 chests was 6 directives. 6 rare directives. Ugh, very boring. Now, if we go over to the G3 one, 2 chests, that's all it does. It's maximum 2 chests, 25,000. 25,000. Now, the cost of the G4 one for just doing 2 chests is 800,000. But it's still 32 times bigger than the G3. Now, yes, G4 is meant to be more expensive. Let's not mince words. It is meant to be more expensive. But seriously, 32 times. 32 times. And that G3 one, you can't even pull 4 chests. Which is a pain in the arse. But on the 2 chests, as you see from the screenshot, I got 10 directives. Yeah. So if we literally cut it down by half, if we say 2 chests each, so for 32 times the cost, I got 30%. 30%. That is it. Whether you take the G3 one up to 4 chests, or you knock the G4 down to 2 chests, we'll just say on average it out, I got 3 there, 10 over there. Yeah. It's like, and that's just based on 2 chests. So, is this one really worth it? In all honesty, not particularly. But for free-to-play players, every little helps. If you actually do join Uncommon Armadas quite regularly and you get the credits, you're going to be golden. You're going to be happy. Now, so that's the Rare Directives. They are a pain in the ass to source. Now, let's quickly throw in Crucible of War and also Cosmic Cleanups Store as well as another way to source Rare Directives. The Cosmic Cleanup Store will give you an RNG basis on directives. Sometimes you might get them, sometimes you won't. The average I usually pull is around 20, but there are occasional weeks where I don't actually get any. The Crucible of War is another good one. That's a chest that you should be pulling all the time. Again, that's giving you 1 full Rare Armada, so that's 200 directives. And it's also going to give you 3 uncommon as well. So there's an extra 3 added on. So in total, for a full month, if it runs when it's supposed to, which is in between the arcs, you are actually looking at, what is it, 2, 4, 6, 8, 11 uncommon Armadas for the month. And then obviously, like I said, with that odd week where you get that extra one, so you'll end up with 12 that month. But that's that. Now, so that's the rare ones. Now, sourcing epic directives, yeah. is between that rare packet there and this one here. And we're going to show you that in just a second. Because obviously it's going to be the rare tactical cores we're looking at, or best way to source them. Now, let's have a look at this one. Now, I can't afford this one yet because I haven't actually got the credits to actually do it. And surprise, surprise, I do not have the rare directives, neither to actually run a rare Armada to actually get enough credits at current, because the sourcing is relatively slow and small for the rare ones. So basically, I'd have to actually go join more rares than actually lead the rares. But yeah, now I will just quickly throw in here as well. I'm going to throw up a screenshot later on in the video showing you what you actually get for leading and how it is actually worth it. And this is why I say sourcing. So here in this one, you're going to get 150 rare tactical cores as a guarantee every time you pull this chest. But again, one chest is only 160,000 rare credits. Yeah. How much did I need for level 45? What was that? 6,500. So let's actually work out how much I need to do on that one. So 6,500 divided by 150. Oh, so that's 43 Armadas. We'll say 44. 44, right? 44 Armadas, right? Now, yes, depending on high level Armada you go for will depend on how many credits you get. Also, depending on the number of players and how strong they are in comparison to you will depend on how much of the loot you will get off that rare Armada. But let's just say, right, so 160,000 I need. So I'll tell you what, let's be fair. Let's lock that down to 30, right? Well, actually, yeah, 100. Right, so that's 100. Hang on. Right, yeah. Let me get this right, because I actually want to show you the full cost. That's it. Not how many credits I'm going to get. What I want to show you is the full cost of just this single chest based on that. So let's take it up to 44, because obviously that 0.33, that you got to round that up. You've got no choice. So 160,000, take that out, times 44 Armadas. So 160,000 credits times 44 Armadas to get the correct number of rare tactical cores. So this is what we're looking at. We're looking at 7 million rare credits. 7 million rare credits for me to pull enough to do that. But bearing in mind, okay, bearing in mind, this thing has a 22-hour cooldown. So I can't do just this single chest. I can't do that. I'd have to look at the other one at the other end, right? I'd have to look at the other one at the other end. So we could take 44 down, right? And we could take that down to 11 Armadas. 11 Armadas based on the 4 chests. So I'd have to be getting at least 640,000 per Armada. Yeah, I'd have to lead every single one. And I'd have to run multiple every single day, because I barely get enough to do that, the 160,000. Leading it, I'll get enough to do that every day. So that basically means that putting me straight back up to the 44 Armadas per day. Well, I can't source 200 directives per day. I can't. It's impossible. Unless I spend some money. So again, it comes out of the free-to-play and goes on to spending. So basically, it's not going to take 44 days for me to actually get enough tactical cores out of this chest. It's actually going to take me more along the lines of like 6 to 9 months to actually do it. Yeah, based on the sourcing of Rare Directives. So it can be a headache. But yeah, if I go down here, these are actually a lot cheaper. 5,000 for a single chest, right? But there's no rare tactical cores in here. Oh, that's a shocker. However, we're not going to be using this one. Now, this is where the tactic comes in. We're not going to be using this particular one for the rare tactical cores. And the reason why is we're going to jump back into the G4 one, because we're going to put the tactical cores to one side. Because we're looking at a better way of sourcing these things. And trust me, there is a better way if you can actually do it. And that is using epic directives. Now, let's scroll this up a little bit higher so you can see the bottom one. You got a 5, 10, 15 and a 20. So, but they are all RNG basis. Now, if you do the one chest, there's a good chance you may not even get any directives. Yeah, that could be a little bit problematic for you because it's the rare epic chest that you're actually going to want. Now, if we actually show you that and we actually scroll down to where the rare tactical cores are, so as you can see here, we've got a 350, we've got a 325, and we've got a 300. Ooh, that's not bad. Well, even that chance one, that's like twice as many, but it's easier to source the epic directives. It's easier to source the epic directives than it is the rare directives. Because, like I said, that G4 one, you haven't got as many. But yet, if you go down to the G3 one, oh, look at this. You've got 15, 35, 17, 250. A hell of a lot more. Now, it's still a 22-hour cooldown. Still a 22-hour cooldown. And bearing in mind, at the minute, as time of recording, I'm 4 directives short. 4 directives short. But yet, out of this, just doing the 6 chests at 30,000, with the number of credits I've actually got, that's 4 Armadas for me. Yes, I can throw in a couple of 2s afterwards. So 4 days of pulling this. Yeah, I'm going to be sourcing these a hell of a lot faster. Let's do it. Let's see how many directives we're going to get. And I'm going to get egg on my face if this is all. 225. 225. What a source. Now, yes, right, let's not mince words here. Let's not mince words. I have been as low as 75. I have been as low as 75 for a 6 chest pull. Okay? But that's cost me 30,000. 30,000 on a 6 chest pull, and the lowest I've had is 75. Now, you tell me where there's a 75 there for, and it's over 5 times more expensive for 1 chest in here than it was for 6 in the other one. So, now you do the math. Which one is actually going to be the best one for you to source epic directives? Which one? Is it going to be this pile of crap here for 160,000, which is just over 5, it's about 5 1/3, 5.333333333337 times, okay, didn't really need to do that, more expensive for 1 chest, whereas the other one's costing you 30,000 for 6. And yeah, the other one, let's just say the smallest I've got was 75. Guarantee I'm not going to pull 75 out of this one if I spent 640. I'll be lucky on 1 chest. The most I can do is 20. It's stupid. But it is there. That's what it is. So the G3 one is the better way of sourcing these epic directives. Now, once you've got the epic directives, obviously you're going to run out and do your Armadas as well. Build up the credits. And if we actually look in here, as you can see, I actually have enough to do 2 chests. Now, yes, these are more expensive than the G3 epic chest, which is still on a cooldown, so I can't show you in there. But to be perfectly honest, right, we don't need to worry. What we're after here now is we're actually after the rare tactical cores. Now, did you see, have you noticed how I'm flitting from one bit to another in this video? That's how complicated this can get. But it's simple. Pull your uncommon directives, pull your run, you lead an uncommon Armada as high as you can possibly go. If you've got to send a crappy ship, as long as it can reach a decent sized Armada, send it, get your higher level buddies to help you out. Because trust me, it will be worth it. Because the start chests pay out better for you. So you've done that. Get your rare Armada directives out of the uncommon chest. Slow trickle. Take your time. It will take your time, so don't worry about it. But make sure you join rare Armadas as well. Make sure you join them, even if it's a crappy ship, and let the high level players carry you. Now, some high level players are going to get shitty and snotty. It's like, well, no, I'm carrying you all the time. Why am I having to carry you? But the one thing is, if they actually want you to progress, and a lot of them do, a lot of them will want you to progress. They want to help you. They want to help you. You get just the 1 or 2 that can be a little bit snarky. But they do want to help you. So they won't mind you joining. I'm joining the G5 Armadas with Voyager, so I'm weaker. and they're not saying a word to me because they're happy for me to do it because I'm still going to get some loot. And if I'm running it for them, why should they complain the fact I'm spending the same number of directives as them just so I can get a bigger portion of the loot in the form of the Armada starter chests? But like I said, we'll show you that chest in just a moment. But what we're going to do is I'm going to pull, just for argument's sake, we're going to pull the single one, right? There we go. So I've got the bottom level of tactical cores, right? Bottom level. Now, yes, I have a 3-day cooldown timer. Nothing I can do about that, but that's fine. We'll just carry on the way it is. But again, get some decent stuff out of this one. But 300 rare tactical cores. How many I would have got with the 2 chests, I don't know. But yeah, it's there. So, now, what I'm also going to do is I'm going to run a G3, a G4 epic. I'm going to do one of the biggest ones that I can do where my Newton can actually reach. I'm sat right in front of it. So let's go. Those 225 have just helped me start this Armada. So now I'm going to have me players shout out that they're coming in to join me. And then we'll catch you on the other side where we're going to look at the how much I'm going to get off the starter chest. Okay, so here we are in the final minute of this particular Armada. So what I want to do is just cover the quick basis of this Armada. Obviously, people have called out in my alliance. Obviously, you get your Armada size. Click on the People's tab and you'll get your list. As an Armada leader, I cannot stress this enough. Make sure that you press these bloody star buttons. Because I guarantee, I mean, yes, fine, only 4 people have shouted that they're coming. But oh no. So I've still got 1 slot left over, but you guarantee you're going to get some players who will turn up not cold, and they'll end up expecting to be an Armada, or they'll end up kicking somebody out of that Armada who has cold. Because some alliances do run something called Darwin's rules, which basically means the strongest in. So which means if there was more G5 players, with the exception of me being the leader, everyone else would be kicked out. So here we go. So we won this Armada. So great work for these guys. But what we're going to show you is the battle log at the end of it. So as you can see, we've run this Armada. This is the top of the G4. So just to put that out there, it's the top of the G4. And for some reason my phone's lopsided. I didn't realise that at the beginning of the video. But anyway, so as you can see off this, I walked away with 37.44 loot. So being the second strongest player in this Armada, next to the G5 player just below me, I am actually the second most powerful. But everybody in this Armada obviously got loot, regardless of whether they died or not. But the loot is divvied up with how much power you bring to the Armada. So obviously the Northcote here is 131 million. So he's easily bought over half the power. So easy going to get around about 56% of the loot. Then out of the remaining 44%, it's still split in amongst how power is. I believe that is how it works. So the stronger you are, the more loot you get. But the one thing is, if you're starting the Armada, it's not the amount of loot you're going to get, because if for these high ones, you'd have sent your Devour Fisher in, or maybe your Voyager. G5, you'd have probably sent your Voyager to lead it. What you're after is this, is the Mega Chest, which is the Leader's Chest. 98.1 thousand credits. Yes, that's a lot. A hell of a lot. That means in 3 days, I can still pull 2 chests if I really, really wanted to. Or I could just save it up and, you know, just do the 1 chest each time. But like I said, the epic directives are a lot easier to source than the rare ones. The rare ones, it's easy for you just to join in run as and when you get them. The epic ones, you've got more chance of running. In a month, I could probably run on my own, leading these things. I can lead 6 or 7 epics. That's how many a month I can get. Now, if I looked at the rares, I'd probably be looking 1, maybe 2 a month. Maybe 3 if the RNG really works for me. But the uncommons, obviously, like I say, you're getting up to 12 uncommons a month, depending on which part of the month you're in. in the dailies cycle. But yeah, so but six or seven epics, depending on directive drop. Okay, so just bear that in mind. But again, you're going to need the rare credits to do the G3 one, so G3 chest, and do the max pull out of that to get the most directives that you can. And it's still going to be freaking cheaper than that G4 one. Now, here you go. Screenshot for the starter chest. As you can see, the Cardassian ones do not pay out as much, but the FKR ones really do pay out. And yeah, it is absolutely worth running the Armadas. Now, this has not got the G5 in it because obviously G5 has recently been released and I've not seen an up-to-date chart as of yet. I'm sure one has been drawn up, but the starter chests are actually pretty decent in the G5. They're on par with the G4, and that's because the players really kicked off, because when they was released, the starter chest was ridiculously, shockingly crap. Can't stress it enough. A lot of players really kicked off, so within 24 hours of the drop, they changed it. Obviously, those who had already run the Armadas, we didn't get a refund, a rebate of what we hadn't got, which was, thank you, Scopely. Get screws over again. But it was nice the fact that Scopely actually did do it, and since then I have run a couple of Armadas and I've benefited from the higher level of chests. So, Rare Tactical Cores. Pain in the ass to source, but your best place to source them is going to be the G4 Epic chest, which you can pull every 3 days. And like I said, it is a loop that you've got to participate in. You've got to do your dailies. You've got to pull that Armada Directives thing in the Alliance store to get your 2 uncommons. Run them. Get the credits as high as you can possibly go. As high as you can possibly go. Pull that G3 chest. Get your rare directives. Join the rare Armadas. As many as you can. Run them as and when you can. As high as you can possibly go. Because the starter chest is where it's all at. But at the end of the day, it's still going to lead you around. That's why my phone was low, because it wasn't on the stand properly. But if we actually jump here, back into the base, where's it all going to come down to? It's all going to come down to the sourcing of the rare tactical cores. So that 300 that you saw me get in the video, I've now only got 3,000 left to get. But anyway, let me know what you think of this strategy. Is it long-winded? Yes, no questions asked. But is it a reasonable one for free-to-play players to actually actively engage in and really work towards? And it's like, today I'm going to go run a load of Cardi Armadas. The uncommon Armadas I'm not going to be so bothered about, but it's the uncommon Cardis. Get some extra loot towards the Alliance, doing some extra stuff towards the Alliance Starbase and things like that. So, but yeah, so let me know what you think in the comment section down below. Why am I constantly getting notifications for that? I didn't ask for 3 in a run. But so drop them in the comment section down below. Don't forget to like the video if it has actually been of a little help, or it's actually give you a little bit more insight into the loop. I do apologise, it's not the most perfect video on this one, but I've made it what it is. I'm sure I could do a better one that's in about 6 to 12 months time, when we actually have more information and see how G6 is actually running as well. But until then, that's all that there is. Don't forget to become a member of the channel if you want to. It will help support the channel. Until then, I'm Admiral Pegasus. This is the Pegasus Show. Thank you for joining me, and I'll catch you on the next one. Stay safe, live long and prosper. Goodbye.